Let's see if we can get some people on here. I'm gonna send worldwide.
I don't know what the hell happened.
All right, we're live. I'm gonna send a text out real quick. See if I can bring some people on here.
All right, let him go wild.
All right, let's see. Hopefully that's the right one. Let's see. All right. So, there's two subjects I want to talk about, but I can't really talk about them because they're other people's business, and I can't really speak on it because
They're all.
it's
Then that's keep them off the table. Then
yeah. So I can't really speak on it. It's just little s- stuff that they're going through, family problems that like got cops involved, and like violence was involved and stuff, and then what else? Then another subject that I'm trying not to touch on either, so I can't speak on it because it's their kind of thing, and I don't want them to get upset that I talked about it. So
all right, then let's not talk about it.
yeah, exactly. One sec, I got a fucking cocksucking helicopter coming my way.
Let's talk about employment as a TI. Working in the workforce as a TI.
Oh, dealing with workforce and as a TI.
Yeah, I think that's a great subject. I think it's an
I
excellent.
think I think it's a kind of what's up, Christina?
Hey, Christina.
What's up, sexy? No, but the work, I mean, work situation is hell, man. All the times that I freaking have dealt with work, it's been hell. But sometimes, I mean, I made the best out of it. You know what I mean? Like I just try to ignore the perping going on the job, and having to deal with like I remember when I would have to head to work, like they would always cause traffic for me. Like they knew my route. There would be a fucking bunch of fucking dumb fucks trying to get in my way, trying to fucking make me late, uh, like just bombarding me with fucking retards along the route to my job. And I would just be like, dude, like seriously, like they're here to stress you out. Like that's their whole objective is to stress you out and try to get you because you have to deal with them. It's like if you could fly in a plane to work or fly wherever you need to go, like you literally are not on the ground. You don't have to deal with these motherfucking goddamn cockroaches. Uh, because that's the way that they fucking act. Are like fucking goddamn an infestation of parasites because there's just too many of them. And yeah, so on the way back home, you just kind of are tired, so you kind of drive a little bit less. It's less hurry than than on the way back home. There's a less of a hurry. So you try to make the best out of work, best out of lunchtime. You got to deal with fucking people at lunch too, depending on you the first day you kind of see how things are, and like people try to like, oh, come eat with us, you know what I mean, coworkers or whatever, and you see how that goes, fill people out, and just cut people off that that are trying to fucking trying to make you feel some type of way. I'll see them and I'll just be like, you know what, like, nah, bro, you don't like, I don't like their vibe or like what they're about. I'm just like, nah, I just stay away from them. I don't even have to explain myself. I just stay away. I'm kind of just go get my own lunch, be on my own tip, because once you start being a little too friendly with people at work, they try to they try to act like they're your friend when they know that they're gang stalking, and they're like they're looking at their phone, targeting you at your job, and they're like, fucking trying to be part of the whole fucking, sellout game. So I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking pretend to be your friend, bro, when I know you're fucking participating in this shit. Like, fuck putting on a fake smile. Like, I'm like literally fuck you. I like that's how I've become sometimes. Like sometimes. Sometimes I'm not, sometimes I am. It depends on how the person how they how they rub me. But I'm just like sometimes I'll be like, fuck you. I'll just straight say it out. Like straight when I fucking see them, like fuck you. Like that, straight to their face, and they don't say shit and they won't do shit because they know they'll get their ass beat. So,
I just
I'm a savage like that.
savage like
But
that.
I think now I'm more kind of advanced dealing with stuff. Um, it's just sometimes it gets a little bit too much, but most of the time I can manage myself. Um, um, like if I started a new job, I know that I would fucking have to be on my shit because depending on what kind of job it is, the more serious the job, like you gotta kind of be careful what you do at the workplace. Like the last job that I worked, people had freaking beers and stuff like on the job site because I do construction. So like they'd have beers and stuff and they wouldn't care and they'd just be like, working and shit like that. It's kind of relaxed too, because then, they're fucking off, doing their stupid shit. So I'm not really worried about them. So I'm like able to do my job and not really have to worry about these fucking clowns. But, in a more serious place, I think there's gonna be more fuckery if they can't drink, because then, they're just kind of to themselves a little bit.
Right
But
there, I
yeah,
love that shit on the job. And it must be a non-union. You must be
yeah,
talking.
non-union.
Yeah, that would never fly in the union world.
Yeah, for sure.
Never fly. No fucking way. Just a quick hello to Christina, Jennifer, and little Allie. Little Allie. Christina, this would be a good subject for you because you are gainfully employed. So, what is employment uh, like for you as a targeted woman?
Yeah, you should come on. Let me drop the link.
Yeah, you should come on.
Drop link, homie. That's the only thing I'm gonna drop. What's up?
Hey,
Hey, Christina.
how are you guys?
I'm
Okay.
good.
Well,
Man, I'm so tired, dude. It's not even funny.
yeah.
Dude.
It was a long day. The harassment via V2K and broadcast was hell today at work.
Oh
Like it
man.
was hell, dude. Like super hell.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was super hell.
Like, I mean, would you want to kind of touch on that? Like, what was it
Yeah, I
that like?
mean, everybody who knows me and I've been in the TI community since I've been targeted. I didn't come out about it like on YouTube until 2018. But I got psyopsed in different jobs where I knew it was being psyopsed and orchestrated and manipulated. And it was a few jobs that were so stressful, combined with my targeting. Um, like I knew I was going to die. just from the stress and the pressure. I wasn't going to make it. So I ended up going back uh, to working in the bar and club industry, where they don't have much of a say so because I'm considered my own contractor. Like I have a business license and everything. So, I can make my own schedule and I get paid, under the table. I don't get paid hourly. But how they get me is the music that's played and the environment can become, really aggressive, very aggravating. They can direct the music towards me. I'll make a perfect example. Like when I walk in the building, um, when I'm ready for work, everything's cool. And then all of a sudden, AC/DC, Hell's Bells will come on. And they'll, try to alter my perception like that song's about me, you know. So,
Yeah.
and they do tend to have an influence, over people's minds. So it can create some stress, and then they try to stress me out. They move my body. They can move my facial expressions to where it not only causes me to isolate myself due to causing just, I mean, it's natural to have low self-esteem if, you're being attacked and they're controlling, your facial expressions. Like you can't just seem normal.
Mm.
When
Yeah,
they're
no,
doing
that's a big.
these things, you can't look at somebody and be like, "Oh, I'm okay. It's all right. You want to talk?" Like,
Yeah, I mean, especially if they notice, then it's just like, fuck, you know?
yeah, like I
That's
don't
why
know if you remember.
these masks kind of come in
Do you
handy,
remember
low
that
key.
movie Men in Black where that alien dude hijacked that body and he was like walking all weird and
Oh
like
shit.
that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like that's how they make me feel. Um like they'll do it in public places like to humiliate me. They'll do it when I'm talking to people like I've kind of isolated myself from
So,
talking to a lot
so
of people, but I used to get compliments all throughout the day, every day. And now because of my targeting, that's kind of diminished. So it's caused, and I'm sharing this with everybody so they can learn from me.
don't mind those haters. You know you're a beautiful girl.
Thank you. But like it does cause
Yeah,
um
obviously.
a
Because I mean,
damper on
even
things and
me.
self-esteem.
Yeah,
But I promise you, if you're somebody who's suffering from this, and they usually target females with this, they love to demonize the woman, and they've done that all throughout history. Even in the Bible, that was Romanized, they demonized the woman. WOMBAN. Not
yeah,
whoa man, womb man. They demonize women because we are the strongest being on this planet, and our feminine divine energy is the strongest energy on this planet. So you got to remember, you're dealing with satanic ritual abuse. You're dealing with men who want to, you know, demonize the woman, but they also, harvest energy. They're energy vampires. So, and this
right.
is also a form of control. It's also monarch. The whole night, like, it's so many ends to this manipulation. But anyways, if you're suffering from this, just know that it's an alter perception, and that's all it is. Like, I have lost muscle mass and stuff like I know Jen, me and her get targeted the same way. She's in the chat. And she's a beautiful woman. They've also done the same to her where they target her looks. I mean, she looks like a California Barbie doll. And like to say that somebody was not jealous that was targeting her would almost be ludicrous because she is a beautiful woman.
Right. Yeah.
And they attack. They love. It seems like some of them love to attack people who are attractive too. And I think every TI that I've ever crossed paths with, they're all attractive. Like I
Right.
think they're all unique and unique looking and very attractive. Um,
Are you trying to tell me something? No, I'm just playing. So you work at a club, right?
Yeah.
So like these are three pointers that I already thought of, like, and you probably already tried them too, obviously, since you work in that field. Um, so like earplugs, there's all kinds of different types of earplugs too, so you don't have to
Yeah.
really use a specific one. But
Yeah.
there's like fidelity earplugs, that's what they're called, or they pretty much they're built where you can still hear sound, but they
Yeah.
block out certain frequencies.
Can you cuz I'll probably forget cuz my targeting, can you text that to me?
Yeah, I'll send them
So
to you.
I
That's
remember,
one of them.
I appreciate it cuz I'll order them tonight if they do work.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, this is something you can try, but see, the thing is, if from Amazon, if they don't work, they can you can send them back.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
even if they don't work, like I'll keep them anyway, but you know,
Because
I'm willing to
okay,
try
so
anything, but like what I do when I'm at work,
right,
I do Discord with a couple of people, and Jen that's in the chat, and Ali, they're hit like me. So we all talk to each other throughout the day, even when I'm at work, um, to distract ourselves from the targeting and V2K.
right.
But another
Well,
thing that I
this is
do is while I'm at
yeah.
work to override the aggressive music that's being played at work, I'll listen to, like, I don't know if you ever heard of Janae. I think it's her last name is what? Aiko? Aiko.
Okay.
But she has a trigger protection mantra that's on YouTube, and I listen to that throughout the day, and it helps a lot.
Oh, okay. That's one thing I was gonna mention. To listen to other music while you're in the club, so that their music can mess with you. So either you use there's I don't know, there's like swimming earplugs that really like block out sound
The
more than just
silicone ones work real good too.
yeah, there's silicone ones. I've tried those too. So you can either try like earplugs, music, or I forgot what other one I was gonna say. I would think like Bones conduction headphones. I don't know if you ever tried those. I haven't,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't know if they work.
I haven't tried them, but I heard that a lot of TIs who get V2K say that they do work.
Okay, so I never tried them because I don't get V2K, but I know Ken has, and he says that they've been somewhat successful. So
Okay.
yeah, so I mean those are just some pointers just so like you can have some ease at work, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll send you the
Mhm.
link right now. Always have I can find this stuff really quick, so
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's
yeah.
really hard. Like, um, that's one thing that I won't let them stop me from doing, and that's working.
Right.
Um, I was just working two jobs, you know. Um, I won't let them take that away from me because I'm a mom and I have to provide for not only my kids but my mom and my family. So I was
Right.
really determined. I know a lot of TIs will be like, "Oh, well, how come you're working?" A lot of TIs, they know me in the community, but on a personal level, like face to face, around me, don't know my determination and how determined I am. I fought tooth and nail, like literally fought with everything in me.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that, Christina.
Like I fought to keep my kids, to keep my family, to get my apartment. It took me months because I was put on a waiting list because there was no apartments in my area available because of the COVID. Like it took everything in me just to get that place,
Wow.
just to get a car. I mean, my car, they kept breaking down my cars. I got right back up and I said, I'm going to get another one. Like I fought so hard just to stay up and afloat because where I'm located at, I'm not in a big city where, I can walk somewhere and be somewhere. I'm in Alabama and it's like out in the country, like without a car, like and without a home. Like I can't go camping out in nature out here and be okay. You know what I mean?
I
Like like there's nowhere to go out here. So like I was like, nah, I'm fighting. Like I'm not gonna sit here and nah. You know. So I had no choice. But the last job that I had, not this recent one, but the jobs before that, they were psyops. The lady, she was a real nice lady. She had her own housekeeping company. Um, I wanted to go back to retail. I was going to realtor school, real estate school, but I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't focus. It just didn't work out. You know, so I just felt like, well, I'm just gonna humble myself, go back, to the club bar environment and just survive. But as a female target, it's really hard. Like it's really, really hard. And of course, my targeting, they, constantly accusing me, judging me for it, trying to make me feel like I'm the worst person on the planet. And all I am is a survivor, you know?
Yeah, they're just
I do things that they could never do in a million years. They couldn't do what I do. I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah. The first one I sent you, those are the ones that I recommend, but these ones are kind of interesting too.
Okay.
So I would check those out and just see which ones you like the best. But
All
you could
right.
type in Fidelity earplugs, and they're made for musicians.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, like it's specifically built for sound.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so this is you can still use these at work and here and like not have to like, but you can, you can alter around, so you can try the earplugs, and then you can move to the music if you want to put your headphones on and listen to whatever, or
All
you
right.
can distract yourself with a few things, and to
Yeah.
because once they start messing with you, is that's when I'll put them on, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
and then you can see like if they work or what.
All right. So what do you get, T looks? You get the heavy gang stalking?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
what
don't
I
get V2K.
figured.
That's like the only thing I don't get is V2K. I get energy like throughout
Yeah.
the day, like acoustic weapons, and yeah, and like the heavy gang stalking, like fucking leeches.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people in LA, like they get heavy gang stalking.
uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
I heard it's really bad in California.
Yeah,
It's like everywhere you fucking turn, it's like they're fucking with you. It's like crazy.
I'm in Northern
Yeah.
California, so Bay Area. Yeah, Christina, and okay, I'm almost 52 years old. I've been targeted 14 years, but really overtly for the last three.
Oh wow. I
Uh,
wouldn't have guessed you were 52. You look real good for your age.
oh, I appreciate that. Thanks very
You're
much.
welcome. You must really take care of yourself. You look good for your age.
Thanks. That's sweet of you to say that. No drugs or alcohol is a big part of that, and
Yeah.
I've been athletic my whole life, working in. I've been a blue collar man my whole life. So, what I can
Yeah.
tell you about the union building trades as a TI is these pukes were merciless before, uh,
Yeah.
and I tell you, I stepped foot on a high rise job with 500 pukes on it, and the slings and arrows they were fired on a daily basis to the
Oh
point
my God.
where you know you're getting out of bed that what you're looking at that day is going to be ugly, you know.
Yeah.
and I could only tough it out 8 weeks, which surprised me.
Oh God.
And I
Yeah.
had to remove myself from the project, not for my own safety, but for the safety of my so-called colleagues.
Yeah, for the safety of others. Yeah.
I mean, the old expression. Some of you here are pretty young, but when the term "going postal" first began was in the early '90s,
Yeah.
and I believe that the guy at the post office at first was described as going postal, likely was one of us.
Oh wow.
So anytime you hear about an active shooter in the workplace, I bet you $9 out of dollars to donuts that it's a TI.
Yeah.
Whether it's there was a there was a brewing shooter in a brewery not a
Yeah.
few months ago, and even the Las Vegas shooter was likely a TI, as well as
Yeah.
Myron May, Aaron Alexis, Gavin Long, and all the other names you probably are familiar hearing. Uh,
Yeah.
my concern was that I was going to hurt people on the job, and that their their death in my lifetime incarceration simply wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Uh, but and look, there's going to be a lot more
So
bodies.
were they trying to threaten you that they were gonna make you hurt these people or
No, I never got that in the voice to skull, but
okay, because I know they do that to a lot of TIs. They threaten them, with everything. They threaten them with force, with suicide, the whole like everything.
I
Um,
I'd get a
like
lot of. They speak in the third person to avoid incriminating themselves verbally, and what I mean by that
okay,
is they don't say "I'm going to kill you." They're going to say "You're going to end up dead." They don't.
okay,
They
yeah.
don't say "I'm not." I'm not. They don't say "I'm going to kick your ass." They say "You're going to get your ass kicked." You see
See,
that?
mine are vulgar. Mine will say things like, "I'll kill your whole family. I don't give a fuck. I'll kill you." Like mine directed towards me pretty heavy. And they'll instill the worst kind of fear into me and they'll tell me I'll fucking kill you. Like mine are really, really bad. Like super, super bad. Like they traumatize me pretty freaking heavy. I don't know why. They hit me so hard. Um, they claim it's because I talk shit, but if that's the case, I mean, like, I don't know.
Hey, I wanted to tell
But it's
you, do you did you always like modified cars, or did you just put that on recently?
what do you mean? Like you're
Like,
talking about my Civic?
yeah, because you have a modified exhaust,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, no, I always did that.
Cause,
My first car
'cause-
was a stick shift. Like my last car before this was a Mustang. I just sold it. Like I had a 93 Acura Integra 3-door hatchback. Um, and like I was the only girl out of 30 in the club.
all right,
Yeah. I
yeah,
yeah, I always did it. Like I just sold my Mustang. They destroyed my Mustang, which was like my baby. They destroyed her. I had a system in it and everything. So I sold it and then I got an Eclipse. It was a 2000, I think 2006. I got it and then they messed it up. So I ended up getting this one with the VTEC in it. I mean, it was nice as hell and they're already fucking it up like bad. I've only had it for 6, 7 months and they're already messing it up. So I gotta put it in the shop probably next week.
Oh man, yeah, I know my car. Luckily, it's still surviving, but sometimes I worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get it in the shop ASAP because they're already doing a number on it. Oh no, am I the only one on here now? Hey, everybody in the chat, I'm all alone. All by myself.
What happened to
Oh,
the?
he's back. You left me.
Oh man, you were just singing to him or what?
I had to sing. Yeah, I had to sing to everybody to entertain everybody.
What you call it?
Oh no.
So I wanted to know something like your opinion on this. So like, being a TI and like being able to date, like when's the last time that you actually had like I
Uh,
guess was some type of relationship?
um, I've never had a relationship with a TI. I mean, I tried it. It was long distance. It really didn't work out because it got manipulated because that individual, um, how can I say it? They manipulated the individual a lot. So it didn't go any further than conversations. But my last relationship was for 6 years, and um, because of my targeting, I was neglecting him. I couldn't be there for him because he couldn't understand my targeting, so we had to part ways. Um, they wanted me to blame him for my targeting and why he wasn't understanding, and I couldn't do that. I saw it for what it was, that he couldn't understand. Not too many people can understand unless they actually go through this. So,
Right.
I had to leave it as, you can either be miserable here or you can move on. I think it's possible for two TIs to have a relationship with each other, but they both have to be under an understanding of each other and knowing that, okay, first of all, we're human beings. We might bump heads anyways and have arguments that has nothing to do with
Yeah,
our targeting. And a
normally.
lot of TIs get their targeting and normal life mixed up.
Right,
And that causes so many complications. Is it possible? Yes, but they have to have strong minds.
right, exactly. And then too, you have to spend time with each other, like not just jump into a relationship right away. If you got
Yeah,
in any relationship, like you have to get to know the person more, and then maybe, but um yeah, for the most part, it's possible. But yeah, right now
yeah.
that's
No,
not.
it is possible. There are TIs that suffer from. I'm just gonna speak truth on here. I don't know how many people are on the chat watching. But I'm about to spit knowledge, and I'm just gonna keep it 100 with everybody. Um, like, you got to have a strong mind, and in the targeting they like to mess with people's self-esteem, so it causes the TI to run to the wrong hands due to desperation. So they
Yeah,
walk into bad situations blindsided, not think. They want you to make bad decisions and not think
yep,
thoroughly.
Right.
exactly.
They don't want you in the right hands. They want you in the wrong hands, so it's less work for them, and somebody else can, I
Do
mean,
the work
that's
for
what they
them.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. They want you in the wrong hands. They want you to make bad decisions. So love yourself, know your worth. Even if they try to tell you you're not worth shit, that's bullshit. If you weren't worth anything, then why are they watching you?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they watching you 24/7? Why are they broadcasting? Why are they spending all this money? Why are they targeting you? If you weren't worth anything, why are they doing this to you?
Right.
So you've got to know your self-worth, and I'm not talking about the value dollar, but all TIs, I don't care if they make you feel like dirt. and I'm not saying this just to be nice, but every single TI that I've ever met, there are some that are just caught up in their programming and, they're at wherever they're at. But every TI that I've ever met, I think is beautiful, both male and female. They're all unique looking. They all have like this distinct look about them. Um, you know, and all of them have compassion, you know. So it is possible to get in a relationship. It is possible to even find a relationship outside of targeting because I've met some people who were willing to be understanding of my situation and compassionate, but due to where I'm at in my targeting, I didn't want to put that responsibility on them.
Okay.
Do you
So
think
I
they
just
were
like,
sincere, like that they didn't
yeah,
know
I
about
do.
it?
Yeah, because the people that I tend to attract are on the same level as me as far as spiritually, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Um, I don't I don't really hang out with the spiritually dead, and I don't even like to say those words. Um, I tend to hang out with people that are spiritually, in tune or spiritually open minded. But because I felt like my targeting is just so bad, I didn't want to put that responsibility on somebody. So it's kind of messed up because it messes with my life. Like I deserve love and I deserve to be loved. Um, but I have to think about the other
Mm.
person's well-being as well, you know?
Tear, teardrop.
Yeah, right. So that's kind of where I'm at today, trying to find out who is responsible for, if I was to get in a relationship with the other person, who is responsible for that neglect of the other person, the people targeting me, or is it just me? Um, you know,
Yeah,
so it's kind of difficult,
it is.
because I'm pretty sure, like, with my ex, I was with him for so long, but when my targeting started getting bad, I'm just laying next to him in a bed and I feel like I'm dying because they're hitting me with microwaves and dues. And
And he's sleeping all peacefully and shit, right?
yeah, he's sleeping all peacefully. And, I'm wanting him to like hold me and be there for me. But because he can't understand, he can't be. So it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer, yeah, VTA shooting here in San Jose. Exactly. That guy definitely was TI, definitely was. Uh, how about more recent experience as well? I have taken a couple of short jobs, union jobs, but I mean, we're talking 3 days here, 1 day there. It's not really long enough to to state if things have diminished or not. Uh, I do believe that uh, we're dealing with something so vast now that everybody, and I do mean everyone, knows exactly what this is.
Yeah.
That I do believe. I don't have this idea that we need to convince anybody of anything because they're fully aware of what's taking place.
Yeah.
It's just simply not a problem. It's not in their backyard, therefore they don't care about it. I,
Yeah.
so kind of like any other problem. If I don't have cancer, I'm not so sympathetic to it. Somebody who does, am I?
Yeah.
Typically that's the case. So
Yeah.
uh, it's a sign of the times. Regardless of your faith system, uh, there's a there has been a definite attack on the family that I've seen over 50 years. And where you have broken homes, you have broken individuals. And so the fabric of society has become unraveled here and likely abroad to the point where there are very few that follow a moral compass. Very few.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, I agree. It seems like a lot of people have lost that moral compass too in these days.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly
Because
right. And
I'm kind of old fashioned. I think a lot of people have lost that moral compass where I'm just like, and common sense too, where I'm just like, where are your morals and common sense? Where are they gone? You know? No,
well,
looking
that's
in the
exactly right.
chat, it's Cheryl Lewis. Cheryl the regular Lewis is in the building. Hey,
You know,
Cheryl.
and it's easier to aim for the gutter and make it than to hold yourself to any kind of moral standard, which requires effort and some self restraint. And why do
Yeah,
that if the rest of the world is just do as thou wilt?
absolutely. I agree. No, I agree 100%.
So, uh, and that's where technology is it way overrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so
Look,
too.
I look fondly back on the days when we had landlines and answering machines, and if I wanted a date, I had to approach a woman face to face. You know,
Yeah.
there was none of this chicken shit, uh, Christian Mingle or Match.com, and you know everything.
Oh
You know,
God,
back
and
in
all that stuff is just so bad. All that stuff is just so bad. Because you're not really meeting the person, you're meeting what they want you to meet. You know what I mean? The
yeah,
version of them that they want you to meet, you're not really meeting them. So I mean, it's not like it used to be. Like even now, I have guys, grown men, like walking up to me asking me for my Snapchat, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, don't you want to ask for my number? They're like, what's your Snapchat? I'm like, oh my God. It's just not what it used to be.
right.
It's
I'm
like
I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like they don't make men
1,000.
anymore. You
I
know,
fucking need to take some more boron.
yeah. Like they don't make men anymore, and I'm just like, where did they all go? You know,
I think
like
when they ask for your Snapchat, it's just like they're trying to like get some acknowledgement online. Like
I think
it's
so
it's
too.
like, dude, like what? I don't even have a Snap.
Yeah.
I think I made one and I just never posted anything.
I can
See,
answer that question.
I have one too, but the only reason why I have one is por los niños, por mis niños. Like I use it for my
Mm,
kids because they're all on
mm.
Snapchat and they're always sending me stuff, but
Ooh,
like I
I
don't
didn't know
need
you could
Snapchat.
speak Spanish.
You don't speak Spanish?
Si hablo español.
Oh, I thought you said you don't speak Spanish. I was like, oh my God.
No, no mames. Nah,
Wait. That's
nah, I'm
crazy.
not. I'm like más o menos. I didn't grow up speaking Spanish. I had to learn like growing up.
Yeah, no, I know, I
'Cause
get it.
my abuela, she's like, ¿qué quieres comer? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, and she's just like,
Yeah.
si no entiendes español, no te voy a hacer nada. And I'm just like, I'm like, oh shit.
That's basically how I learned because like I started learning when I started growing up. Um, I didn't it wasn't like my first language. Like I spoke
Right.
English, but I had to
My
learn it from
parents, my
family.
parents are good, they're good on the Spanish section, but like they just didn't teach us when we were growing up, so it's not like kind of
Yeah,
like a secondhand nature.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's
That's
all
how it
good.
was for me.
To answer your question, Christina, where the real men went, they were bred out of existence. And
It
what you
seems
have,
like it. It seems like we're the last of a dying breed.
oh yeah,
Where the real men went, they got targeted now.
Yeah, we're exactly, exactly. We're the
yeah,
last of the dying breed. Like
that's
I
right.
don't know where they went.
That's right.
Lit.
Uh, so the subject of tonight's stream is targeting in the workplace. So if anybody in the chat or wants to join has personal experience or solutions they might have to being able to survive in the workplace, regardless of occupation, we'd be happy to hear it.
Oh, that's
And
gonna take a while. I wanted to ask Christina something. What do you think about like dudes like dressing up or like doing like just weird stuff? Like, have you seen them like putting makeup on and shit like that? Like, what do you think about
Um,
that?
okay, so how I am, I'm unconditional understanding. So how I test the spirit. I'm unconditional understanding. So I test the spirit and their heart. I don't
Mm,
judge them by their past or what they're doing. I get to know their heart and use my discernment from there. So as long as somebody, in my experience, somebody who has a good heart, like I wouldn't care if they were wearing purple toenail polish and pink lipstick, just as long as they had a good heart, you know. But
all right.
yeah, that's just how I am though. Like I'm unconditional understanding and unconditional love. I respect like all life, you know.
Right. Yeah, I
Um
mean, I never really had anything against it, you know what I mean? But when it's done for
but
nefarious reasons, then
yeah,
it's
yeah, I
different.
was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to, because if we're talking about the agenda, the satanic agenda that they're pulling, on the world right now, they even infiltrated the gay community, for example, and they try to pervert that idea onto the masses as well. Like I see what they're doing. They're throwing it on the children and stuff like that. I do not condone that behavior whatsoever. Um and I want to do a video on feminine and masculine energy because a lot of people in this world are really confused and they do not realize that feminine and masculine energy is not a gender. And I think that causes a lot of confusion in this world when people do not recognize their own energy. It can cause a lot of complications when you don't know yourself and you don't know your energy. It can cause so much confusion to where it'll leave the person vulnerable for somebody else to be able to manipulate and control who they are, you know?
right.
So I think there's a lot of people need to get familiar with energy and understand energy and the feminine and masculine energy, and also need to know their own energy and understand themselves so they can be, in their power of energy and not allow anybody else to manipulate their energy, take away from their energy, or control their energy.
I'd like to add something to that. There are many TIs, male and female both, that are stating that they are being subject, and this is not voice to skull, but what I would describe as AI or some kind of frequency or mind control with a homosexual agenda. That is to turn heterosexual TIs, especially, into homosexuals.
Mhm.
And I
Well,
can
you
tell
gotta
you,
remember.
what's that again?
Oh, go ahead, Kenneth. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't know you were. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I have noticed that in my apartment complex, there's a disproportionate amount of lesbian witches, which I know are involved absolutely, as they do not leave. They are isolated and have their DoorDash brought to them daily. And a few male homosexuals as well. I'm the only straight person out of 10 people in this apartment complex. Now, that's almost statistically impossible, even in this day and age, right? And so, as I was looking through YouTube and other platforms, I discovered Brian too spoke to this phenomenon, as well as Vulcan Wolverine, Wayne Morris, uh, Denicia Scott, and about 25 other people that I discovered. I said,
Yeah.
okay, there's a pattern taking place here. And you know what
Yeah.
I discovered? InfraGard, the FBI partnership with the so-called civilian uh, snitches, which do their dirty work, have a partnership with what they call non-traditional community partners. Well, read between the lines. That's the LGBT crowd, and and so there's two parts to this. One, if they're ever attacked, there's hate crime enhanced felonies. That's an advantage. Secondly, if they are pushing this agenda, uh, you know, regardless of the will of the individual, right? So you've got a lot of arrogance, to say the least. It's kind of like the United Methodist Church flying the rainbow flag. Look, if that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative. But if my free will is now not respected, we have a serious problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, with these Satanists that are over the world, their infatuation is opposite. They want black to be white, white to be black, boy to be girl, girl to be boy. They just want control. Their infatuation with the perverted idea of control, not just, control. It's a perverted perversion.
Yeah.
Their minds are just, I mean, it's just evil. And every time that, I speak about these things, I try to get TIs. I encourage them to, do the research. I'm a spiritualist. I've done my research, and it's not just research, but from my experiences, I have to share them, and I say it all the time. I know, a lot of TIs are probably tired of me, talking about the same thing over and over. But from my experience as well, the idea, even if let's just say that it's just human beings involved. I know better, but I'm just saying, the ideas that it came from are archonic, forces, which are mentioned in Gnostic texts. David Icke talks about them. Mind parasites. You hear about the fallen. That are over the materialistic world. That system is falling right now, so they're throwing out anything they can in order to reel out the final control system, because everything is just crumbling. So you're seeing like their shenanigans just unfold. They're, wanting, men to be women, and they want all the
Second
agendas
Jenny.
with like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the whole conquer divide, like it's just repetitive parasitical nonsense.
Yeah. You're right. You're right, Christine.
It's just parasitical nonsense. And honestly, I'm just so ready for this to be over. I'm ready for normality.
Yes. Yes, I think we all
I
are.
feel like I'm stuck in this just three-ring circus, and I'm ready for it to be over.
Uh, Wise Reen Mendenis, I hope I said that right. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. Uh, so when we know that the Antichrist neither has regard for the God of his fathers nor the desire of women, so the Antichrist himself is a homosexual. Okay, uh,
Yeah.
that shows you the nature of Satan, the devil. And if you don't believe that, go take a look at Little Nas X in his video
Oh,
or
it's
video.
disgusting. It's so disgusting, dude. I saw that and I was like, oh my God. Well, I mean, they use people like him. He's twerking on Satan, and he's using the excuse that he's coming out as being gay as why he's doing. There's no excuse for that behavior.
Right, exactly.
That has nothing to do with being gay.
Yeah, and now look, it looked to me like he was being sodomized by the devil, but you can't tell. And now he's wearing a prosthesis in this obnoxious, he's now impregnated. Well, uh, this vile nonsense just doesn't stop, does it?
No. I haven't seen the video. I don't want to see it from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't have to, right? But just know this, that that's the agenda being pushed, and I've been watching this push. Let me get closer to the phone. I've been watching this pushed. Look, you guys are what, in your 30s? You guys are in your 30s, yeah?
Right.
Let's go back to 2003. Now, I was your age, and you were awfully young. Both of you were likely 10, 15 years old.
Yeah.
You've got Madonna sucking face with Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears at MTV Awards.
Well, did you remember back in the 80s with the what was it? What was that one song? Like a Prayer, where Jesus was black and he came off the cross and she kissed him.
Was it
I don't
like
know
a
if you
prayer?
remember that video. Yeah, Like a Prayer.
I don't think I ever
It
saw
was
it.
a controversial video where Jesus was black, he was on the cross, and he came down, opened his eyes, looked at her, and like they kissed each other.
I don't
Like
remember
she
that.
was during the video, she was standing in front of a church with 3 burning crosses in the background.
Okay.
And in her 80s video, she had that Illuminati jacket on.
Right. She sure did.
Yeah, she had the Illuminati jacket on. Like that was the ritual, I think, when they turned her over. Because they do it sneakily. See, okay, with the MK Ultra, a lot of people think, with MK Ultra, they honestly think that these people at Hollywood, these musicians, walk into an office and say, "Okay, I'm going to sign over my soul to the devil." It's not how it works. They creep in until they eventually, I guess, gain that control and trust. Like a perfect example, you can look up, and she was my favorite artist. I'll see if I can post it in the chat. You can see the difference between her before and then when they took over. Was you saw how she went from being innocent to a Satan worshiper.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I'm going to post it in the chat now so you can see her innocence from before to, I don't know if it'll allow me to post it in the chat. Sometimes I can't post. Let's see. But you can see where they just totally took over, and she was.
We lost you. What happened? Something happened there with the audio.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah. Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So I'm gonna post it in the chat so you guys. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that posting in there.
Take a look.
But you can see her innocence before and then after, where she just turned like totally. And this was the ritual. I think this video is where she accepted, because they do a lot of rituals and they like to show it off. It's really, really sad.
Oh, yeah. It sure is.
Yeah,
At least,
but here's the after. It probably won't post where you can click on it. But her name is FKA Twigs, TWIGS. The video that I shared, her first video is called Hide, HIDE. And then the second video is where they did the satanic ritual to I guess take her over, was called the artist name is FKA Twigs, but the song is called Holy Terrain featuring Future. And you could see where they totally took over. She's got the red eye, a blue eye, contact lens in, and she's throwing up satanic worship.
Yeah, yeah. We could rattle off just about any popular artist. Katy Perry, um, Marilyn Manson with a 7-year-old boy with wearing red lipstick at a red carpet event. Nobody that's been scrubbed off the net, by the way. Nobody blinks an eye at that.
Yeah.
I mean, we could rattle off a number of it. It's a vile, wicked, satanic system that's rearing its ugly head and no longer
Me
hidden.
too, Master of Mental. I used to listen to her too until, hey, Wayne. I used to listen to her too until I saw that Holy Terrain video. I literally, when I saw her and I knew it was a ritual, I cried watching it because I knew like she was so beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, like they took her.
You mean Miley Cyrus?
No, FKA Twigs.
Oh, I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, she had such a beautiful voice and they took her and I was like, "Oh my God."
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's just sad what they do. I mean, like you can see, I know everybody's tired of talking about Britney, but I feel like she's trying to get out of it and they're trying to, hold her. It's just sad. It's real sad. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know,
Welcome to the soul recycling planet.
yeah,
Where we're food.
right. You know, the Masons call us eaters. But
Yeah.
who's doing the real eating? And what is
Yeah,
that exactly?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always pointing the fingers, right?
absolutely, it is.
T Lokes, did you go to sleep?
Nah, I'm listening to you guys.
Uh
It's cause your voice is like super soothing though.
Oh no.
Yeah, you could probably put me to bed.
Don't go memes.
Nah, I'm trying to think another something else to talk about, low key. Let me think. So I'm thinking of going to San Jose. Well, I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
And so I have to drive up there, and I have like the last time I went up to San Jose, I stopped in some like mountains,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like no signal or nothing, just like kind of like in nature. And like for some reason, whenever I do that and I stay up there for like a night or like a night or two, their
Uh-huh.
like targeting gets fucked up. So like after I come down from the mountains, like they're like all desperate to get close to me with some fucking energy weapons
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
re- reconnect me to their system and shit. And so I don't know. It's like I want to fast up there. I want to go sleep next to a waterfall for like a
Yeah, that's what you
whole
need to do. That's what grounding with nature is.
week.
Grounding that energy is so peaceful and like the highest vibration. So they get
Yeah,
desperate.
yeah,
They get
for real.
really desperate. That's why they're trying to keep me in this state. Um, they've psyops me to not make it to where I want to go, which is Destin, Florida. It's in the Panhandle of Florida. It's like 5 hours from me. But the beaches are like white sand, blue waters, and it's surrounded by natural resources. Like you don't need money, you just need a place to stay and you're good. Um, they won't let me go out there. They keep psyopsing me.
So Florida, right? Yeah, I know Nappy's in San Jose.
Yeah, I'm in San Jose too, Cheryl. Cheryl. Yeah, right. And Jennifer, you're in the East Bay. Yeah, Oakland there. What was your point, T. Loke, again? What is it about the Bay Area that you're concerned about?
Oh no, I'm not concerned about it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know the gang stalking's gonna be there. I mean, that's a given. It's pretty much everywhere. So, I mean, I'm not really trying to get away from it. I just like the fact that San Jose, when I went up to visit there, that, has a lot of trees. I think the oxygen is a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And the just one of my goals is to go and detox in like the mountains and just try to do some camping a little bit more. So I know that that area can offer me that. So that's kind of one reason why I want to go out there because I mean I grew up in Los Angeles all my life and it's already the chapter's ended here. I've already pretty much squashed all these perps around here. They're
Uh-huh.
walking around with uh tore up panties everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So I think I need to go and fly north. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, for reasons we've discussed, like, again, you're living, Southern California is naturally a desert. It's not meant to have, and that's the reason why, back in the 70s, you weren't even alive then, but when I was a young boy, there was a proposition to divide California into North and South, two states. And the reason it didn't fly was because Southern California relies on Northern California water, right? But in this context, what you're talking about is the coastal range here, uh, west of the Santa Clara Valley, that offers not so much camping, but you could go up and hike and get away and things like that for the day. Then you have the Sierra Mountains to the east near Tahoe, where you can do plenty of camping. Right? Uh, there's not much of that in Los Angeles, unless you go to maybe Big Bear or Mammoth or something like this. So
Yeah.
that's one reason, and then there's all the other things that we've talked about offline.
Yeah, one thing I've heard from a few TIs and just from what I've seen, because I've been to Fresco, San Francisco, and it's close to San Jose. You obviously know that. Uh, but for some reason, the a few people have told me that the gang stalking is pretty bad in San Francisco, and that they have some pretty crazy technology over there. And the thing that I'm kind of glad about is that I'm not going to San Francisco. I'm going to San Jose, which is obviously a little distance away from it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like if it was San Francisco, I probably wouldn't go. That's why I'm kind of glad San Jose is right there, a little ways from it. Um, but I know from what I've heard, supposedly Oregon is the place that has the most trees, and that they don't do smog checks there because the trees pretty much offer the cleaning of the air since there's so much trees there, so they don't require smog check. But there's a lot of there's a lot of crap out there too, drugs and gang stalking and whatnot. There's always bad parts of every neighborhood. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just want a new chapter. I'm tired of being around this area. I pretty much done everything around here, and so yeah, it's time to kind of to start a new chapter, pretty much.
All right. To answer your question, Cheryl, I've never met Nappy, although I have come across his van, and I knew that it was his van because he has cardboard signs that have handwriting on them. But it looks like it was written in a ballpoint pen. It's very tough to read the signs. You have to get close. And I said, Nappy, is that you? I said, it's Ken Dutton. I'm a real TI. He goes, I know who you are, motherfucker. I could hear that's it. I could hear the voice coming out of the van. So I didn't want to approach the van. I felt like, okay, you know, if he wanted a dialogue, he certainly could have. So that's about as much interaction with Nappy that I've had. Um, I know that he's got his channel. You know, we're both, you know, San Jose PD is our main arch nemesis here in the South Bay, just as SFPD or Oakland PD is for wherever other TIs are located in the Bay Area, right? Uh, yeah, so that's pretty much that. As far as the difference between San Francisco and San Jose, I've spent some time in the city with the punk rock band when I played with them. Yeah, it's just as dirty as any other city, I tell you that, as far as targeting goes. And what I know, there's a lot of young kids running around that don't understand how dangerous a game they're playing.
Yeah.
These little 14-year-old perps to 18-year-old perps on cell phones, they're going to get smoked if they don't know, if they don't watch their ass. I mean, it's dangerous. What they're very, very dangerous. But how do you, you know, how do you convince that? How do you convey that? You don't. They got to learn the hard way. And what's sad and disgusting, not only is the parents who help facilitate this, but the fact that these gray haired child molesters in ivory towers are financing and putting these kids up to it. That disgusts me more than anything.
I know a TI that lives in Florida. You say you're not too far from there?
Huh?
I said I know a TI that lives in Florida.
Yeah, I'm only 5 hours. I know a few TIs that are in Florida. I know the gang stalking is really bad in certain parts of Florida, but they don't really focus the gang stalking on me anymore. It's mostly just directed energy weapons and constant B2K. Like they do the license plate thingy with me sometimes, but it doesn't work with me either because I just I change my perception and because it's all about psychological BS and like trauma. And they just want to have an effect on you to reel you in back, you know, to keep reeling you in and reeling you in and reeling you in. Um, but like you see that they have to be consistent in order for it to work. So I'm trying to, for my targeting with the V2K is consistent and the broadcasting is really bad. I'm trying to figure out a way to where I can disengage from it completely. Um, you know, so I cannot, um, I guess, feed them anymore because it's just constant 24/7. So obviously, they need my total engagement for it to work. So I'm trying to figure out ways to disengage like with it completely.
Yeah. Cheryl, in response to your TI rally in Sacramento, I heard about that rally, and a friend of mine named Jax Domnit spoke there regarding her experience with a Raytheon made torture device called a Ravenclaw. Maybe you heard her speak on that. Uh, she lives up the peninsula in Burlingame. We haven't talked in some time, but she was very knowledgeable um, on this subject. And like many other women, I won't get into a lot of detail, but suffers from the sadistic, woman hating abuse of likely a male perp that Again, I'll just say women bleeding well past menopause in their private areas that shouldn't be.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, some, why they hit female targets so hard, I wish I knew. I'm assuming it's for numerous reasons. My belief, you know, you have to remember that these are Nazi, Satan, like satanic, evil, wicked. So, the woman's energy is the most powerful energy in this world. So I think it has a lot to do with that. But I have crossed paths with female TIs where I've never seen anything like it. Like I knew a TI, a good friend of Wayne Morris. I think his subscriber channel is Still Human is his name.
Yeah, right.
But he has a friend. She was from New Zealand, I believe, and they used to mutilate her body with the directed energy weapons. We're talking second, third degree burns, all on the side of her whole body, like her breasts, everything. And to be mutilated by these weapons as a woman and disfigured is, um, it's the worst thing that you could do to somebody,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
especially to a woman where her body is sacred and it's her temple. It's not to be mutilated by some man and his whatever behind these directed energy weapons. Like, who is he to do such a thing to a woman?
I,
you know it's just disgusting. And I could sit here and go on and on and on about it. I've seen the depths and the darkness, behind all this. And when I say it's the scariest thing that I've ever encountered in my life, I really think even a lot of TIs, they think they know how just evil it is because they see and read. Like I've actually just seen like the faces of these demons like face to face, and it is the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. um like if I told my full story to people, they probably would not believe me, and I'd probably be discredited. But like the things that I've encountered my whole life, even as a child, um you know like I wish I could write a book. But I've seen some scary shit, like really scary shit, all the way from, the demons, reptilians, draconians, the men in black, you name it, I've seen it.
well, yeah, you know your story, Christina, and you don't have to prove it to any. You know what you saw and what you heard.
Yeah, I know. I just know that the world, because there, a lot of the world is still on a different level of consciousness, and some of them are not prepared for that truth. I'm okay with that, and it's okay. I can't force it on anybody to accept it. It is what it is. But, there is, something else out there that I think the world is not ready for. Like, it's scary stuff. And these men that worship these beings or whatever they call it, it's just disgusting what they do to human beings, just to all life. They don't respect humans, they do not respect nature, Mother Earth, animals, not even the air that we breathe. The air is consciously aware and alive, like you and I. Even the waters, they don't respect the waters. The waters are consciously, alive and aware. They don't even respect the waters. They just pollute them and treat the waters like crap. But she's, just as alive as you and I are. The air is as alive as you and I are. Everything is consciously alive and aware. And you know, these beings behind all this, like, they do not care. You know, they don't care. They just want to control it. That's it.
Yeah. In response to Cheryl, it's a small world. It is. I see that you've met
Mm.
Jax before. Uh, I had tremendous amount of admiration for Jax and her tenacity. For some reason, she won't. I won't get into a lot of details, but we haven't talked in some time, and I hope she's doing well. Uh, that being said, what I've noticed with gatherings of
Yes,
large
she
amount of
does.
TIs is quite a bit of division, actually. Uh, and so, my personal opinion is that if I'm going to work with TIs face to face, that there has to be a limit. That the group has to be small. I mean, 3 to 4 people max.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I believe that when you start getting too many people, it's easy to slide in snakes.
Oh yeah.
It's harder to differentiate who is who. You know what I mean? So, uh, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I think this platform does a lot of good for allowing the freedom for each person to express themselves and to provide solutions and to talk about maybe the problem at times. And I hope it's been beneficial to everybody here. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think so. Hey, C Dub. I know they talk shit 24/7. Do you get V2K 24/7?
So, shall we wrap this live? Wrap up
Probably,
this live.
probably so.
I could hear my truck
Here.
that they always bring near me. It's like a diesel engine, and when I
Huh?
fall asleep, it turns up higher, and it fucking connects to my subconscious, and it fucking vibrates the shit out of my body and my head. Well, I mean, I can't feel
Nice,
it, but
nice.
I can feel it when I'm asleep, and when I wake up.
Yeah.
It just sucks because like they constantly are on me, man. It's like
Yeah.
you don't get you get a break sometimes. Like okay, for instance, the only time I ever get a break is like if I go to the beach with like friends or family.
Uh-huh.
You know, they for some reason they won't like bring it around. But as soon as I'm in my car or because what I noticed is when I wear certain earplugs, there's like something trying to connect to me. Like I'll put the earplugs in and I can hold my finger on the I guess like the edge of the earplug, just put a little bit of pressure on the end of the earplug, and I can hear the fucking vibrations trying to connect, like trying to pass through it. I can hear them, and I'm
Oh,
just
are you
like,
serious?
damn. I'm like, that's what it is. I bet you that's constantly vibrating through me, but I can't feel it.
Yeah, they'll try to connect frequencies to you. Okay, your mind's got to get stronger so they can direct a frequency like a sound
Hmm.
to you, like to actually you. They can connect like they can direct a car passing by, the sound to be amplified and directed at towards you. You can block it out using your own brain. Your mind's just got to get stronger. Like you
Yeah.
can push it, like you can literally push stuff away using your own mind. Your mind's
Right.
just got to get stronger. You can also listen to things to override their frequencies, because you got to remember that their frequencies and tones, anything that is disruptive, regardless of anything that is a sound or a vibration, is just that a vibration has a frequency, numeric patterning, coding, the whole nine. So you can override it with something that is of a higher vibration. so you can sit there and focus in on the higher vibration, because the tuning into the lower vibration, you have to get to the root of it, which is within yourself. So you need to ask yourself if that is being disruptive to you because you're fearful, or like you have to find the root within yourself as to, why it's making you focus in more on that rather than, focusing on, this high vibrational song. Sometimes we have to check ourselves in order to override some of the things that we do, because some of their intimidation tactics are just that. It induces fear and we don't even know it.
Right.
We don't even know it. Like, we don't even know, like, they'll do stuff like that to me all the time. And it's intimidation, because they want you to think that there's some high, powerful God and we're raw, they want you to think that way about them. But in all actuality, it's the other way around. Yeah. So
Yep.
I would
They're just
definitely listen to download. I have like nature sound apps where it plays a combination. Like, you can create your own sound. On the It's like nature sound apps where you can create like a nature background with music, water, ocean, river, sounds of birds, stuff like
yeah,
that.
white noise, pink noise, brown noise.
Yeah,
I know.
the pink noise. Yeah, just play that in the background. Um, I listen to things to break up their frequency, like singing bowls. Another one, I can send it to you through text too to see if it'll work.
I actually have a sleep therapy. It's a speaker. You plug it in and it plays all night. But the thing is like with the phone, they'll hack it. Like I've had earphones on and I've left it playing. Like,
Uh-huh.
cause I have tones too that I've listened to that I found that are really relaxing and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And they'll hack the fucking audio and they'll play something where if I leave my headphones playing, they'll give me nightmares or like they'll focus energy on me somehow.
Yeah.
So I found it's better to like play with from a speaker when you're sleeping or
Okay,
like
got you. Because I
not
was
play
gonna
from the
say, if
phone.
you download that app, you can put it on airplane mode.
Yeah, they'll still hack it from me.
When you download the apps, you can put your phone on airplane mode and it'll still play. Oh my god, my phone
Yeah,
died.
I mean, well, I put it on airplane mode and they'll still fucking fuck with me with that. It doesn't matter. But I mean, it does. Sometimes it's you don't have to really worry about it. But I just prefer to have my phone off when I sleep. Every time I go to sleep, I shut it off. But I have a sound therapy speaker. It's programmed with these sounds already.
Hey T Log,
I'm gonna.
I got a favor for you to ask me. For me to ask you, I'm not able to make comments in. I can only drop a comment in the private chat, and this is for C Dub. If you can drop my phone number in the comment section, I don't care um, who knows my phone number. You're welcome to use it. You can send me a text. You can call. T Loke knows my number. You can drop it. It's a 916 Sacramento area code. 916-539-0524. Uh,
All right.
and
Let's see here. 915 or
916.
916. 916. I'm typing it in now. What's the rest?
Okay, 539
All right.
0524.
All right. 2 4. Bam.
Okay, that's my number. Ken Dutton is that's my name. I'll put my name out there, my contact info. You're welcome to use it if you like. We can dialogue. Uh, I have an email address, but really that's the direct way to get hold of me. And that's for anybody to use. You bet. You bet, C Dub. That's what we're here for.
All right.
All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up tonight unless someone has a burning desire on their heart and mind and things they want to talk about. It'll be till next time.
Yeah, I'm about to hit the hay too. I'm getting kind of tired here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go hit the gym just to get out of this cabin fever I've been having all day here. So you guys have a good night, and we will talk again.
All right, everybody, have a blessed night. Peace
Yeah,
out.
good night.